What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. My name's Taylor. It is my absolute pleasure, my privilege really, to introduce you guys to the new Angel Vivaldi Nova 7 signature guitar from Charvel. Look at this thing, dude. It is such a nice looking guitar. Might help if I had an amplifier on, yeah. This guitar is ripping, dude. This guitar is a lot of fun to play. Now, Charvel did send me this guitar literally like an hour ago. Oh, hey, what's up? It's me. I have a little bit of a dilemma today. Charvel is releasing the new Angel Vivaldi Nova 7 today. Like, you're watching this video today, hopefully today, when it releases. They're releasing that Wednesday. It's Tuesday, and the guitar just showed up at my house. Luckily, FedEx delivered it before 10 a.m., so that is helpful, but my dilemma is, can I shoot and edit this whole video in one day? I guess you already know the answer to that question, but I don't know the answer to that question yet. So let's see if I can do it. Also, if you're looking at my sick chain going, whoa, what's up with that? Are you like in a New Jersey mob family now? I'll have the gabagool.
Bring in the gabagool.
I will have the spaghetti.
No, it's just, it's holding on my microphone. This is the microphone that I'm talking to you with. It's just, I found it easier. Do I need to explain that? Probably not. So like I said, a special delivery from Charvel here. First Charvel I've ever tried, so that's cool. I'm excited about that. If you guys are not aware of Angel Vivaldi, I'm probably mispronouncing the name. Someone's gonna correct me in the comments. But if you guys aren't aware, Angel's from New Jersey, so the New Jersey Sopranos joke is relevant, although it was not intentional. It just kind of happened that way. But anyway, solo guitar virtuoso, worked with the likes of bands like 𝐓𝐇𝐀𝐍𝐿. Really shred-tastic musician. And this is his new signature 7-string guitar from Charvel. Probably said that already. Whoops. I hate it when the reveal's upside down. Yeah. So it does come in one of these gig bags. Ouch. Oh, yeah, buddy. Oh, man. This is already so cool. There you have it. Look at that thing, dude. It is gorgeous. It's just a really beautiful guitar. We have a 𝐒𝐄𝐂𝐈𝐀𝐋 on it. I like how all the hardware is gold. Very classy looking. The maple fretboard. The back of the neck is some sort of roasted material. I'll go over that here in the specs in just a minute, but all in all, just a very, very good looking guitar. Get rid of these tags. Look, I'm getting rid of the tags before the demo. Aren't I smart? And so in full disclosure, Charvel is sponsoring this video. Also in full disclosure, I am trying to speedrun this video without just making like slop. There's enough slop content on YouTube. You know, you don't need more slop content on YouTube. So I don't want to just make a bad video in the sake of getting it out on time, but I am trying to speedrun the making of this video. So we are going to go through this really quick on my end. You might not even notice, to be honest with you. So this guitar as is directly out of the box. The reason that I do it this way, just so I can get a feel for it and, you know, discover anything that I might want to potentially address in a setup, because we will set up this guitar just to explore it in a little bit more detail. But we'll get to that here in a minute. Right now I have the Nova 7 plugged into my MT15, not for any particular reason. This is just the amplifier that I had set up from my last video. So the video, you haven't seen that video yet, you know, just time frames. I don't know, is what it is. This is the amplifier that I just happened to have set up for my last video. I'm boosting that, although not right now, but there is a boost in front of it with the Devil from my company, Obsidian Audio. Look at that, I'm even on brand. I'm wearing a shirt today. If you want more information on the Devil pedal or you'd like to buy a shirt, this is a terrible sales pitch for me, but there's more information on that down in the description. That is plugged into this Marshall cab. This Marshall cab has vintage 30s and creambacks in an X pattern. Again, I didn't choose this cab for any particular reason. It's just the cab that I had set up from last video. My first impressions with this guitar, obviously it's like shred-tastic guitar. That's not really surprising, although I've never tried a Charvel guitar. I've heard a lot of things about Charvel over the years, you know. So I'm not super surprised that this Charvel guitar is I'm not super surprised that this Charvel guitar is super shred-tastic. But the things that I am noticing right away, the fretboard, and I don't know if this is just because it has a Fender style headstock and maybe it's like throwing me off. You know, instinctually I'm expecting like a 9-inch radius fretboard or something like that, but the fretboard feels very, very flat. It is 12 to 16 inches apparently. The other thing is the pickups. The pickups sound really good. I like these a lot. These are probably my favorite DiMarzios that I've ever tried, and I don't know how much that has to do with this particular guitar, but I just really like that these are very snappy and articulate. You know what, let me just read you the specs. This is the Charvel Angel Vivaldi Signature Pro Mod DK24 GT7 HH Nova 7, what a mouthful. It comes with a body composed of caramelized basswood with a flame maple top and a 3-ply body binding, which is a really interesting choice, but now that I'm looking at it, it is really striking. It has a bolt-on caramelized maple neck with a satin finish, and the neck profile on this one's really interesting. It's listed as a custom Angel Vivaldi neck profile. We will measure that later on when we are setting up this guitar. To me, it does feel a lot like the Jackson Speed neck profile, but I digress. We'll find out for sure. The fingerboard is made out of maple, just normal maple, and it has a 12 to 16 inch compound radius. We also have a heel-mounted truss rod adjustment wheel, 24 jumbo frets, and a scale length of 25.5 inches. We have cascading black dot inlays, a reverse headstock, and not only a reverse headstock, but this reverse headstock actually kicks back a little bit. Very nice touch. On the hardware end, we have a gold Goto locking trem system, Charvel branded die-cast tuners. On the electronics end, we have a DiMarzio tone zone in the bridge and a DiMarzio Air Norton in the neck. And to control those pickups, we have a 5-way blade selection switch, 1 volume knob, 1 tone knob. And at the time of making this video, this guitar costs, I have no idea. They didn't send me that information, so I will link it down in the description. But the other Angel Vivaldi Charvel guitars come in around $1,600, so my guess is somewhere around there. Man, just listen to how tight that is with no boost pedal engaged. Let's turn on the boost and we'll get that noise gate in there as well. The guitar plays really well. I'm not finding anything that I need to address, obviously, but I do want to deep dive a little bit when we set up this guitar, so let's go do that now. Okay, now that the strings are off this guitar, let's talk about a few things here with it. Number one, just how striking it is. I mean, look at it. It is just a really, really beautiful guitar. It's all natural wood, so all the beauty of like the wood grain is shining through everywhere, especially with the gold hardware. I just find this really classy, and I really like it a lot. Black guitars might be my go-to, but it doesn't mean that I can't appreciate a really beautiful natural finish guitar as well. The frets on this guitar are not listed as stainless steel frets, so it leads me to believe they are nickel frets. I'm not the world's most authoritative expert on fret material, but I'm just assuming they are nickel frets. However, with that being said, the fretwork is really, really excellent. They're very well crowned. There's no flat spots on them or anything. They're very smooth. We don't have any pokey bits hanging. I mean, I don't think that you would expect that on a guitar like this, but sometimes shipping a guitar in the heat of the summer can cause wood to do weird things, you know, so sometimes you'll get a tang poking out of the side or something like that, but nothing even remotely close to that on this guitar. It looks like we have luminlay side dots as well. You know, these look like luminlay side dots to me. Let's test it out real quick here. Let me turn the lights off. Yeah, there you go. Luminlay side dots. So yeah, I didn't see that on the spec sheet. Also, I wanted to mention this in case I didn't say it earlier. Charvel did not ask me to get the video out by the launch date. I chose to do that myself. I just wanted to throw that out there because the people at Fender Jackson Charvel have always been super good to me. They've always been professional and courteous. And this is just my own personal choice to actually try and challenge myself to see if I can turn a video around this quickly and get it out by launch day. So yeah, just wanted to clear that up. Also, just real quick, because this definitely is worth mentioning. This is listed as having 9 to 42s on it. I think that's a pack of 6 string sets. It probably has like 9 to 54s or something like that on it. A set of 7 string 9s essentially on it. I'm putting a Stringjoy 10 to 67 string set on it, so we probably will have to adjust the neck a little bit. And the reason that I'm mentioning that to you is because I don't want you to see me adjusting the neck on this guitar and thinking like it came set up great. It was set up very, very well, but you know, I'm putting bigger strings on it, so is what it is. Almost forgot to do this. Let's measure the neck here real quick. Now remember, this is listed as a custom neck profile, meaning the shape is custom to this guitar. Now I'm just taking some measurements here. This doesn't tell the full story, but it does give you a better idea of what's going on here with the neck. And up at the 1st fret, we are 19, call it 19.5 millimeters. And up here at the 12th fret, we are just a shade under 21.5, but you could call this 21.5 millimeters. You know, it is pretty much on par with the speed neck profile from Jackson, in my experience. It might feel a little bit different in the hands. The shape might be slightly different, but I would say that if you are familiar with the Jackson speed neck profile, this is probably going to be very familiar to you. Okay. Okay, real big brains moment here for me. Remember how I said I'm putting thicker strings on this guitar? Well, I thought it might be kind of cool to put this guitar in A standard instead of B standard, like it came to me. And it looks like what happened is that actually evened out in terms of tension. So the neck is super, super straight. I'm not having to adjust anything. I'm gonna double check the string height, the intonation, lock everything down. And then we're gonna go back and give this the post setup rip. All right, we're back. This guitar is playing so good. You know, it's playing really good before. I think I just like it, you know, just in this A standard tuning. It's really nice. Now, I did have one small issue during the setup process. When I was intonating this, I had to pull out the screw, you know, the locking screw for this, right up to basically the end of this cavity here. The tremolo still operates fine. It does slightly catch there a little bit. So I can't go all the way back. I could have let this in slightly a little bit. It's not gonna change the intonation too much, but I think the better solution is just to buy a set of shorter screws here if you're going to be tuning in a lower Chungus Bungus tuning. You know, this is not an uncommon problem. You can buy a shorter set of these screws. I know Schaller makes a set of them for like 20 bucks or something, 25 bucks. So, you know, not a huge issue, but I just wanted to point it out in case, you know, you're really into 7-string guitars, but you want to tune down to like drop F or something. But yeah, other than that, it rips, dude. You know what I didn't do previously? I didn't do a clean pickup example. So let's do that. Here's the bridge pickup. Here's position 2. Here's position 3. Position 4. And lastly, the neck. You can hear there's a ton of tonal variation there without needing to coil split with the volume knob or the tone knob or whatever. Boost it, of course. Okay, we can't do that. I don't want to get a copyright claim, but yeah. I really love this pickup combination a lot. Again, I think this is my favorite set of DiMarzio pickups that I've ever played. The neck pickup sounds really good. It's very like creamy, I guess. And the bridge pickup is really like bitey. Both are really articulate, and all the different combinations that you have with 5-way switch just make it really versatile, you know? The other thing that I want to mention here that I think is really nice touch is if you look at this. Nice touch is if you look at this. I forgot to tighten this thing down while I was doing the setup. The other thing that I want to mention here that I think is a really nice touch, if you look at this lower horn, we have this nice bevel right here. And while the material that's beveled off here probably wouldn't get in the way of going up, I think it is a really nice aesthetic choice. It makes that lower horn look just sharp, you know? And on the back here, we do have a really well-rounded heel. Very nice ergonomic cutaways here for your hand getting up here doing the wheedly wheeze, which I probably is not surprising being an Angel Vivaldi guitar, you know, the guy's a shredder. Okay, so my final opinions here on this Nova 7 Angel Vivaldi Pro signature Charvel guitar. It's a lot of words. I really like this guitar a lot. I think it has a lot of aesthetic and ergonomic choices that I really line up with. I like the reverse headstock. I like the fact that it's kicked back. I think that those are nice touches. The natural wood finish with the gold harbor aesthetically is very striking and appealing to me. Again, all of the ergonomic cutaways. We have a nice deep belly cut. The heel is nice and rounded. We have a bevel right in here in the lower horn, as well as a bevel on this side for the lower horn. Everything has a nice satin finish, which especially for me, you know, doing what I do here is nice because it doesn't reflect the lights off of it. I hate that, personal pet peeve of mine. The one issue I did run into here is with the intonation and the screw length, which, you know, if you've used any sort of floating trems, this is not news, but it is worth mentioning. And I think, you know, it's a very easy fix. You just buy shorter screws. No big deal there. And then the thing that really surprised me about this guitar is just the pickups. I think the pickups sound really excellent. It has a nice flat fretboard. It has a nice speedy neck profile, which again, I would liken this to the Jackson Speed Neck. I think it's very, very similar. Feels the same to me, maybe like a hair flatter, but I think it's right on par with the Jackson Speed Neck, if I'm being honest. I like it. I like this guitar a lot. All right, shout out to Charvel for sending me this guitar to check out for you guys. Shout out to you for being here with me. I really appreciate all of you. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button. If you really like what I do here on this channel, consider subscribing or being super OP and joining these beautiful people over here on Patreon. I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.